All right, welcome to another warm-up. I think this one is pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to give you a couple minutes, by which I mean pause the video. Give it a try. All right, I hope you paused the videos. I'm going to jump right in here and say, hey, look, you should be able to know which rule to do for each of these. We have one product rule and one quotient rule right from the last lesson, so let's get to it. I'm going to keep using this fun bracket notation that I like a lot, but you don't have to. I just recommend it. It's going to be the derivative of the first times the second, which gets left alone, plus leave the first alone, take the derivative of the second, and now with that nice skeleton of what needs to happen, I'm free to stop and think, okay, what are those derivatives? X squared, that looks like a 2x. 2e to the x plus 3, well, the 2 is going to hang out up front. E to the x stays as e to the x, and that plus 3 is just a 0. All right, as always, I'd say, hey, if this is your final answer, just leave it. However, if you know what you're doing with this, then there's probably a good form to simplify it to clean it up to help you keep working with it. This certainly does clean up quite a bit if you try. All right, next up is this quotient rule. So let's play the same game. I'm going to leave a space for the derivative of the top, and then I leave the bottom alone, and a minus. You have to go in this order. Because of that minus, you are not allowed to switch the two of them. Now I'm going to leave the top alone, and have the derivative of the bottom, and then I take the bottom and I square it. What is x squared squared? X 2 to the 2, those 2's multiply, so I should get x to the 4th. All right, so this one, again, on top looks like it's just 2e to the x. That 3 goes to a 0 again, and on bottom, or the derivative of the bottom is just 2x. Okay, we've got some trigonometry coming up, which is why I thought I'd start nice and easy, trying to get you to remember some things. Sine, cosine, and tangent of 0 should be automatic. Right, that should not be calculator work. In base intuition and understanding what's happening. Sine of 0 is 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. Tangent of 0 is, well, tangent of 0 is sine of 0 over cosine of 0. So that is also going to be a 0. Okay, just to point your mind in the right direction, I'm sure I'll talk about this more, but remember, there's lots of ways of thinking about these, including with right triangles. When I'm trying to remember numbers, usually think about the unit circle, because it's a little bit more of a complete image than the right triangle business. But if I had an angle, here we go, theta, this would be length 1, because it's a unit circle, the radius is 1. Well, then there is a secret right triangle here. Cosine tells you how wide it is. Sine tells you how tall it is. And tangent is actually rise over run, so tangent actually tells you the slope. This really important fact that I feel like often gets skipped over in trigonometry classes is that tangent is your slope function for an angle. So that's also pretty neat. What this also means is that this point right here is the point cosine of theta, that's the x value, sine of theta, that's the y value. I'll talk more about this, but hopefully that is enough. Hopefully that is enough to jog your memory about these trig functions just a little bit, or maybe enough to realize, hey, when theta is 0, I'm right here, and then my y value is 0, my x value is 1. All right, that's it for now. Enjoy the next lesson.